for as long as I can remember, I've always loved birds. Bird feeding, bird watching, bird photography, just about bird everything. But one aspect of their lives has always interested me in particular. Their nests. I find them to be incredibly beautiful. Their variety of shapes, textures, and styles speak to me artistically for some reason. One day, while reading a bird book as a kid, I came across a passage regarding a famous naturalist filling the shelves of his childhood room with his collection of bird nests. I can't recall who the naturalist in question was, but that line resonated with me. I wanted to do that too. I wanted to surround myself with bird nests. Thankfully, I was old enough and savvy enough to realize how unsanitary and illegal accomplishing that goal would be, as old bird nests are often still crawling with mites and other parasites that afflicted the previous owners, and possessing bird nests is illegal under federal law. With all this in mind, I picked up my copy of Eastern Bird Nests and set out to do the only thing I could, make my own. And that's how my unusual hobby began. I do as much research as I can before making a nest, focusing on a single species for each build. Where is the nest built? How is it built? What materials and methods are used? Then I go out and collect the materials from the woods or around the yard and take it from there. Today I want to share my unusual hobby with you and show you how I make a bird nest. A quick note, it is important to understand the role a nest plays in a bird's life. While they are often thought of as homes or shelters, this is not actually true for the vast majority of bird species. The nest is better thought of as a nursery or a crib, serving only as a place to raise young. I plan on making a separate video going into greater depth regarding this subject, so look forward to that. P.S. If in the off chance you've come across this video in search of help after finding a baby bird out of the nest, I'll leave some helpful links in the description. If you happen to come across a bird nest, please observe from a healthy distance of at least 20 feet with binoculars. The species whose nest I'll be replicating today is the ever-popular northern cardinal. As beautiful in voice as they are in plumage, and marvelously common, I stumble upon their nests in my yard and in the woods more frequently than those of any other bird. Female cardinals do all the nest building, and they construct it in 4 distinct layers. First, a basket of twigs. 2, a leafy mat. 3, a cup of bark shreds and plant stems with a final lining of fine grasses. They build their nests anywhere from 1 to 20 feet above the ground among the thick vegetation of trees, shrubs, and vine tangles. For the twig basket, females in my yard seem to prefer the flexible and finely branched twigs of Lobelia bush, Spirea, and Azalea. For the leaf mat, they show a very strong preference for the soft papery leaves of beech trees, occasionally using plastic as well. Various stems, grasses, bark strips, and other plant parts make up the inner cup, and very fine stems and grasses line the finished nest. Female cardinals select dead twigs that are still attached to the plant, breaking them off with their powerful bite. Choosing twigs that haven't been lying on the ground ensures that they are not rotten and will form a structurally sound base for the nest. Level of decay is slightly less important for the other materials, and these are plucked straight from the ground. I taped together a small cardboard box to build the nest in. This will stand in for the tangled vegetation cardinals normally build their nests in. I start by crisscrossing twigs to form a base. Once a rough base is established, I begin working twigs into the edges to form a bowl, while continuing to add more twigs to the base. Once the twig basket is complete, it's time to line it with leaves. Now it's time for the cup of grasses, stems, and bark shreds. I place these materials in the cup, and then fold over the loose ends and tuck them in. I'm sure at this point you've noticed the various motions I'm making with my hands. These are intended to replicate the various actions a female bird makes in building her nest. They push down with their breast, they kick and scratch with their feet, and they turn in circles as they tuck and weave. It's this set of behaviors that forms the perfect circular nest that we are all so familiar with. there we have it, a finished nest, ready for 3 to 4 eggs, which would be incubated for around 11 to 13 days by the mother, while the male feeds her. After hatching, the chicks will be looked after by both parents for 9 to 10 days, after which they'll leave the nest and continue to be fed by their parents for another 25 to 56 days. Having completed its purpose, the nest will now sit abandoned and eventually disintegrate over the course of the year. Depending on the seasonal timing, a new nest may be built for a second batch of young, or another will be built next spring, and the cycle begins again. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing the video to help support more content like this. Until next time, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a most joyous and Happy New Year.